All right, this video is going to be a little bit different than the normal videos that I do. It is a complete reaction video. I am not going to edit it. I am not using a gimbal. I'm just freestyling right now, and it's more a reaction video and commentary on some of the things that exist out there, not just here in Florida, but really everywhere. And I think I don't know if it's generational, I don't know if it's cultural, I don't know really what it is. I don't really want to label it wokeism or I don't even know how to really put a label on it. But nonetheless, I do want to share the story because it is what just happened, and then we'll go from there. So I don't know. Hopefully, I don't lose everyone here, but this is what just happened. So my family and I went to Gaylord Palms, and Gaylord Palms is in Kissimmee, right in front of the Disney campus. It is an incredible resort, super nice hotel, and one of the reasons that we went on this particular trip is they have a Christmas, they just do Christmas huge. The hotel is all macked out for the holiday season. It looks great, but they have an ice exhibit, and they do it every year, and they legitimately freeze. Everything is frozen and built in ice. So they have these incredible ice sculptures. This year's theme was the Grinch that stole Christmas. And they've got all kinds of cool, fun holiday activities. It is very family friendly, or maybe that's not so true as I get to the point here. But they've got all kinds of fun activities, and it's a great time. It's an incredible resort. So the family was very much looking forward to this experience, and looking forward to maxing out the holidays and getting to the holiday mood. So, like anything else, when you have a cool event, of course, there's going to be lines and crowds and people, and that's to be expected. But we, of course, had reservations, and we went through the experience. Now, I'll pop in some pictures so you can see, but it was a great time. And one of the attractions that they have here, and you can see in the background over there, there's a water park. We're staying in Story Lake. My mother-in-law has a house over here, so we're chilling out and enjoying the Orlando area, and we come up here all the time. We love going to Disney, but I digress. One of the featured attractions at this ice exhibit at Gaylord Palms is they have these snow tubing mountains, and they're not really mountains. Everything's indoors. But they build up these huge ice slides, and they are super cool and a lot of fun. So as you might imagine, families are going up there, they're waiting in line, they're in tow with their snow tube, and everybody patiently waits, and it's a good time. When we got to the top of the line, now full disclosure, it wasn't very crowded when we went. So I understand that capacity could be an issue, and I understand that there are rules, and I'm not here to challenge any of those. But when we got to the top and it was our turn, or close to it, there were 5 open lanes, and one of those was simply not being used. I don't know why. And the other 4 had an attendant at each of them, and then some sort of, manager or whatever. And so when we got up to the top and it was our turn, it didn't work out where we would all go at the same time. And so I waited and I paused, and I offered to let someone else go in front of me so that my family could go together, which everyone was very understanding of. Almost everybody who was in line was there with their family, and they all wanted to go together too. And there certainly was the space to accommodate that. However, the young woman who was policing my line demanded that I go next. And now, hopefully my arm was starting to go tired there. Which, now to be clear, it's not like I'm I'm not sensitive. I've got thick skin. You're not going to offend me. But I can tell you I don't like being barked orders at. And she commanded me to go. And so I took it in stride and I said, no, I'm not going next. I'm going to wait and go with my family, and I'll let someone else pass. And what she said was, you will go right now because I said so. Now, that's not the way to talk to me. It's not really the way to talk to anybody. So I didn't react to this because, it's possible she's having a bad day. And I calmly said to her, with all due respect, I'm not going next. I'm going to wait so I can go with my family. Mind you, my kids are 7 and 9. So it's a lot more fun, and we wanted to go together, which, again, understanding that there's protocol and safety and all those things to be keeping in mind. But common sense would dictate that there was ample space and provisions for us to be able to do it that way. And it escalated quickly, and not from my perspective. Well, actually, that's not true. I can tell you internally, I knew things were not going the right way. And I'd be lying to you if I didn't tell you that my anger was escalating quickly. However, I didn't show that. What I said to her was, no, I'm not. I'm going to wait. And if somebody else would like to go, or you want somebody else to go, they can. Happy to let them pass. And again, she barked at me that I must go now because she said so. And again, I told her no. And here's where I struggle, or I question whether I should even make this video. But she threatened to call security and told me that I was aggressively threatening her. Now, I know when I'm aggressively threatening someone, and that's not what happened. Now, I did not comply with what she asked me to do because it didn't make any sense. And I offered a solution, which was to let somebody else go, which I thought made a lot of sense too. Mind you, there was an open lane that, there was plenty of space, people could have went, and it was no issue. But because she didn't like that I challenged her authority, she then threatened with security. Now, I find that to be very humorous. So I encouraged her that she should she should absolutely call security. And if somebody needed to go down the line, she was welcome to go down the line if she'd like to, or someone else could go. Or perhaps, rather than call security and escalate it, she should just go to the big man herself, which of course is Santa Claus, and I'm sure that would he would be able to figure out what the right next move was, which I also thought was quite funny. So I tried to diffuse the situation using a little bit of humor, but they did not find that humorous. And instead, all of the security detail and staff swarmed me and proceeded to say that they were going to take further action. Now, mind you, I spent a fortune at this hotel. I'm a paid guest. We paid a fortune for the tickets to be there, and we're having a great time. Why somebody wants to be on a power trip, I have no idea. But then separate to that, to think that I'm going to comply to some nonsense, idiotic rule at a family event, to me, is just ridiculous. And so, the conclusion of which, we all got into our tubes, and the woman stood in my way and tried to block me. So I went around her, And then she informed me that she refused to push me down the slide, which I guess is her real job. And I said, that's okay. I'm fully capable of figuring out how to put myself down the hill. And so I did. But at the bottom of the hill, both my kids were crying. Both of my kids thought I was going to jail and were completely terrified and scared by the actions that this particular staffer took. And when I got to the bottom, after comforting them and letting them know that there was no issue and no problem, I was then greeted by, I don't know if it was security or a manager or customer relations, but someone a little bit older, a little bit more seasoned, with a little bit more sense. And they profusely apologized for the incident and then offered to give us some sort of, I think it was free hot cocoa or something like that, which I said, no, thank you. Now, obviously there are worse things in the world, and I don't want to make a mountain out of a molehill, but what I guess I'm passing commentary on is, I don't know. In fact, it terrifies me to think that there is a generation of youth out there, and maybe it's not just youth, maybe it's older people too, but think that somebody questioning their authority is aggression or a threat when it's not. And also the fact that I believe that there's a generation that think that they are entitled to people complying with their asinine requests. And that to me is terrifying. And I hope that that is not how my children grow up to believe, or the values that we instill in them, because that is not the case. Respect is earned, and nobody's entitled to anything. And when you have the ability to employ common sense, you can do that. But that's all. It's still a great day in South Florida, or should I say Central Florida, and that's it. So I hope you guys are having a great day. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays, and until next time.